welcome to Mrs. D's Baking TV. Today, we're making focaccia. Guys, I didn't know that this was one of my favorite breads, but today, this is my favorite. Look how pillowy and soft this bread is. You will not be disappointed if you try this recipe, and you only need a few ingredients. The ingredients that you'll need for this recipe are bread flour, olive oil, sugar, dry yeast, salt, water, extra olive oil for topping your dough, a cup of water to sprinkle on top of your dough, and some additional salt. The gadgets that you'll need: a 9x13 baking pan. You can use this bread wand, a spoon, or you can use a rubber scraper. And your fingers, the most important part to this recipe. In addition, you'll also need more olive oil. We'll get to that later on in the recipe. You'll see why. Let's get started. To your water, you're going to add your yeast and sugar, mixing it thoroughly until all of the sugar has dissolved. Then make a well in the middle of your flour and add the yeast mixture to your flour. And remember, we're using bread flour, not all-purpose flour for this recipe. Mix it until all of the liquid is well incorporated into the flour. During this process, you want to make sure that you scrape the bottom of your bowl to make sure that you've hydrated all of your flour with your water and yeast mixture. Then you're going to add your olive oil and salt and continue to mix. Once you've combined all of the flour, olive oil, and salt, you're going to allow your dough to rest for 30 minutes. So top it with some saran wrap and set it to the side. After 30 minutes, uncover your dough, wet your hands so that your dough does not stick to your fingers. And we're going to do what we call here stretch and pull. Grab your dough, pull it into the air, stretch it over itself. And then we're going to flop it around in the bowl just a little. And then we're going to repeat that stretch and fold process. Then we're going to take our cling wrap, cover our bowl, and allow our dough to rest for 30 minutes. Again, in a warm space in your kitchen. And your dough should have doubled in size. As you can see here, mine has doubled in size. And we're going to repeat the stretch and fold process again. Don't forget to wet your fingers. Stretch and fold. Stretch and fold. Then pick it up and slap it around in your bowl just a little. I'm just following the recipe here. I'm not sure what this process is supposed to do. Then we're going to cover a 9x13 pan with our olive oil, spreading it around liberally. and we're going to add our dough to our pan. Now, this is my first time making focaccia bread. I wouldn't call this a mistake, but wait, more olive oil. I wouldn't call this next step a mistake, but what I suggest that you do is pull your dough to the corners of your pan instead of pressing down on the dough like I'm doing here. I would stretch it and pull it to the corners. But if you watched my channel before, you know I like to record myself doing a recipe for the first time for you guys, just to show you that you can follow a recipe and do it yourself, even if you're a beginning baker. One final resting period. And while your dough is resting, you're going to preheat your oven to 440 degrees Fahrenheit. More olive oil. Now, this is the fun part of this recipe. It's time for the dimpling process. So get your fingers ready and press down on your dough, creating little dimples. And then we're going to top our dough with a little water and coarse salt. I'm using sea salt here. You can use pink Himalayan salt, any type of salt that you have. And we're going to place it in our preheated oven for exactly 20 minutes. And voila, there you have it, our finished product. Look how golden brown the bottom is. And the bread, the dough soaked up all of that delicious olive oil. Now, listen at this, guys. Doesn't that look delicious? Now, you want to allow your focaccia to cool on a baking rack. If you can. I really wanted to cut this bread immediately and consume it, but I didn't want to burn my mouth. So please, if you can, allow your bread to come to a complete cool before consuming it. Look at that, soft and pillowy. And it's at this moment I decided, let's make a sandwich. And now you know what time it is. It's taste test time. Delicious. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. Thank you for watching from beginning to end. You've got to try this recipe. Don't forget, guys, to thumbs up this video, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Be blessed. Thanks for watching. Bye.